Well, hello guys. Hey, what's up? So it is another Wednesday and Most Influential Woman. So yay! Hope everybody's awake. And if you're not, then wake up. So let's go. I have somebody to go ahead and talk to you guys about. Do you like to race when you are in your car? Do you like the wind in your hair? Do you like engineering? Do you like playing with tools? Okay, maybe it's just me. I am going to go ahead and introduce you to somebody who is actually still very young, and she is already hitting the ground running. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's go. Alright guys, I want to introduce you to somebody actually very, very cool. Now, I'm a little bit biased, and mind you, I don't personally know a whole lot about NASCAR, so I'm not like an oh my god fanatic fan. However, I love racing. The feel of the engine, the growl, it calls to me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, let me introduce you to somebody who also understands that there's just so much more out there. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to Miss Chelsea Pechenino. Now, she loves driving in Atlanta, Georgia, because even on Atlanta roads, if it has to do with cars, it brings her joy. I personally concur. A joy that her father actually inspired in her from an early age. I was 2 or 3 years old and watching races with my dad, she recalled. Pechenino's dad not only steered her towards racing, but also towards Georgia Tech. My dad raced for GT Motorsports as a student at Tech. I grew up wearing all kinds of tech gear, she said. I knew I wanted to come here since I was really little. Pechenino is now double majoring in mechanical engineering and business at Tech. She calls racing the pinnacle of engineering. You're pushing to extreme limits and seeing how far you are willing to go. Now, in May, at just 21 years old, Pechenino reached a pinnacle of her own, serving as assistant data engineer on a historic racing team at the 2021 Indianapolis 500. Now, for the first time in motorsports history, a team featured a majority of women, including owner Beth Paretta of Paretta Autosport, the driver, 4 of 7 pit crew members, and 2 engineers. The team also has women serving in every front office role. The opportunity was a dream come true for Pechenino, who has followed Paretta and her work on the racing circuits. I sent her my resume as a 16-year-old. I said I'd sweep floors and run errands. I just wanted to get involved. Pechenino knew that Paretta planned to put together a new team to race the Indianapolis 500 for the first time this year, but she didn't tell anyone she had applied to work with the motorsports team. She got the call at her sorority house. I was shocked. Chelsea said her Kappa Alpha Theta sisters, who were used to seeing her glued to races and news from the motorsports world, showered her with congratulations. Which is awesome because she deserved it. Pechenino joined the crew in April to begin training for the Indy 500 as assistant data engineer. None of the women on the pit crew had been to an IndyCar track before. Some had never been to any racetrack. Trainings for the over-the-wall crew started at 4:30 in the morning. The pit wall separates the pit lane from the infield and garages. Pechenino would arrive a little bit later, as her role was behind the wall. Now, after she took part in 10 hours of practice and tests, Pechenino attended classes and caught up on homework. In the early days, the crew struggled with 18-second pit stop times, but by race day, the crew had it down to 5 or 6 seconds, on par with all-male crews on the racetrack. Now, during pit stops, Pechenino served in a role commonly known in racing as the dead man, working behind the wall to control the flow of fuel into the car. She also worked as the junior DAG, or data acquisition guy. I prefer dead woman, Pechenino told ESPN's reporting crew covering the team's landmark race, and data acquisition gal. Whatever you say. In her role, Pechenino was stationed behind the wall at a computer, analyzing the live data coming from the car's electronic systems and sensors. The nitty-gritty, including the all-important fuel consumption data. As the head data engineer and the race engineer provided information to the team's race strategist to make the call about driving details, and Pechenino's role was to help check and monitor the car's equipment. I assisted in ensuring we had functioning sensors and reasonable data while doing the pit stops during the race, she explained. Together with the driver and race strategist, Pechenino helped make data-driven decisions about how to run the race. Now, the Paretta team car was driven by Swiss driver Simona Di Silvestro, one of just 3 women to ever have a top 3 finish in an Indy car race. During pit stops, Pechenino also played a pivotal role by running the equipment that controls the flow of fuel into the car. I had to wear a head-to-toe fire suit. The fuel burns clear and the temperatures on the track are extremely hot, she explained. Paretta had climbed to 21st place before the final pit stop. The team hopes to race again soon, and Pechenino will be watching and waiting, with valuable experience that will help her move toward her ultimate goal, becoming a racing engineer and maybe even a team owner. That's why I'm studying business too. Racing also has that entertainment element. I want to know all sides of the industry, including funding, marketing, and branding, she said. One of her coolest experiences was being stopped at her hotel in Indianapolis by an awestruck young girl who noticed her Paretta jersey. We are changing the game, and if we can inspire one little girl, that's half the battle, Pechenino said. I hope I can show more girls you can go and become whatever you want to be. Well, you know what? You have inspired me, and I'm older than you. I hope that she continues to keep going and that she doesn't stop. She's on a railroad track, and I hope that that train doesn't stop. I can't wait to see what else that she does. Alright guys, I hope that you guys are all inspired just as much as I am. So let's hit the ground running. I'm ready to go ahead and deep dive into more stuff. So let's go. What do you like to do? What is your passion? What field have you always wanted to get into, but you just haven't been able to? Tell us about it. Any suggestions? Let's talk. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. And I hope that everybody stays safe. And all that good jazz. So yeah, stay in one piece or, 20 pieces, but make sure that you use duct tape very, very well. And I will see you later. All right, cool. Bye.